Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Scorpio November 2019 horoscope forecast, part 3 of 3. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as November goes, well, Uranus is still going to be in Taurus, so the seventh house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could be one way this could pan out. This could be about dealing with a lot of unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior from a grandmother, from a significant other, just your close relationships in general. It could also be dealing with some unpredictable legal situations. It could be very strongly monetary related, given that this is in Taurus, Uranus being Taurus. This could also be at a time, too, if you're unattached at this time, Scorpio, it may be a time where you may marry a foreigner or somebody that might be in a Uranus-like profession, such as an innovator, somebody in astronomy, aerospace, computers, electronics. It might be somebody that might be somewhat idiosyncratic or have some unusual eccentric qualities about him or her. Could also be a time, too, where your relationships may be somewhat erratic and sporadic, more so than usual at this time. And the thing about this, too, is also you might be involved in some Uranus-like business partnerships, such as something with innovation or aerospace, new technology. It could be something with computers or electronics firm you may be involved in at this time. And also, you might be dealing with just others in general. I mean, this could be about where you show a lot of humanitarianism and selflessness with others in general at this time. And it could be collaborating with others on innovative ideas at this time as well, and doing Uranus-like things with others just in general. Now, the next thing, and it could also be unanticipated legal situations as well. Now, the next thing up, Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Well, at this time, you might be dealing with certain deceptive, duplicitous behavior from lovers, from children. They might be somewhat nebulous and unclear at this time. This could also be about, in some cases, the dissipation or dissolving of those connections. And just be careful to see the fine print if you're involved in any kind of investment or anything of a speculative nature, because this could be a time where you're talking about Neptune and then the fifth house being emphasized and highlighted, the house connected with speculation, gambling, investments. Just be really check that fine print, and a lot of times we don't see what's clear as far as when Neptune is transiting. You could be bamboozled easily, and a lot of this, of course, could be predicated and dependent on aspects. This makes the points in your chart. I mean, if this is making a lot of adverse aspects, say if this is making an adverse aspect to your natal Mercury, or even your third square, say if it's square in your third house cusp even, or even maybe even the ruler, or make an adverse aspect to the ruler of the third, you might not be as, you really can intensify, or should say increase the propensity toward really being deceived or dealing with deceptive, duplicitous behavior in matters with investments and things of a speculative nature. On a positive note, though, this could also manifest in some cases as doing something Neptune-like, as far as some kind of hobby or thing of amusement or enjoyment. Could be doing something like paint, like something with poetry, with dancing, photography, chemistry, some kind of it could be doing some kind of playing magic tricks, anything that could be Neptune related. It could also be a time, too, if you're into sports especially, where this could be about really being interested in, very interested in hypothetical sports matchups and playing simulated computer games, like with teams from the past, such as playing the 1927 New York Yankees against the 1975 Cincinnati Reds. So anyway, well, last but not least, Pluto will be in Capricorn still, so the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. This could be some cases about the actual literal death of a sibling, a cousin, a neighbor, someone you knew from your early education. It could be really, it could be being in Capricorn, maybe even cause a little more despondency and feeling more melancholy than you ordinarily after death. But I understand this is generational. It's really more about the planet than the sign. But anyway, the thing about this too is that could also be about some cases the obliteration or destruction of your communications, or even maybe matters with siblings, with cousins, with neighbors. But remember that Pluto is also about rebirth and regeneration, and these things could be revived at a certain point as well, or even because Pluto is about transformation. Those things, like especially like with something with neighbors, your communications, they could be transformed at this time as well. And it could also be about in some isolated cases some transformation in the way in which you're talking. If you're using such as if you're, I don't know what they have as far as that goes, but if something could impact one's speaking where they have to use some device or something to enable them to speak. I mean, of course, this would be very isolated. I mean, if this is making an adverse aspect, say, to your natal Mercury, say, or maybe perhaps even the third house ruler, something like that could increase that propensity for this. And also but a good aspect, a sextile or trine to one's natal Mercury could be one where one might transform their way of speaking, perhaps for the better in some manner. So, and also too, it could also manifest in some cases in power struggles and with siblings, with cousins, with neighbors at this time. And also on a positive end, though, this could be manifest in communicating about Plutonian things, such as like things that are nuclear or astrology, the occult, supernatural, recycling, anything that could be Pluto related, making a major change or transformation, crisis situations. So anyway, people, that will conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Scorpio November 2019 horoscope forecast, part 3 of 3. And stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Sagittarius November 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.